Good morning. This guy is Lama Jigme Gyatso. Welcome to the Buddha Joy Meditation School. In a previous video, we talked about the view, meditation, and action of Buddha's path. Today, let's focus on the view. Do it in a way that's highly symbolic, highly metaphoric. Now, here's what separates the adults from the kids. The immature tend to look at metaphors as literal. Mature, very comfortable with figurative speech. This is one of the delineation points between patriarchy and matriarchy, between fundamentalism, liberalism, between rigidity, flexibility. Of course, this begs the question. If figures of speech, both metaphors and symbols, have a high potentiality for confusion, why use them? That is exactly what we will explore in this video. But first, remember to click that red subscribe button right yonder. Then find the button and the icon in the shape of a bell. Give that bad boy a click. That way, you won't miss out on the next video. Why is it that all adults of all languages, of all cultures, all populated continents, using figures of speech? This is a great subject for a neuroscience. There was one present, earlier there's not. I would probably tell you that the brains of living beings evolve over the aeons. And the common ancestors of the primates were the mammals. The common ancestors of the mammals were the reptiles. Common ancestor of the reptiles were the fish and their aquatic life. This is, of course, a gross simplification. Please do not blow up the comments. I am well aware I'm not a neuroscientist, but I play one on TV. The old guys will get that joke. So our brains developed before our faculty of speech developed. Before we had names, labels, descriptors, ways of thinking about our perceptions of the environment, whether our perceptions were physical or gustatory or olfactory or auditory or visual. So we began thinking about our environment, our past environments, and our future environments in terms of sensations, tastes, scents, sights, and sounds. So it makes sense that our thinking was symbolic, or it was, for want of a better term, verbal. The aeons progressed. Primates that would be known as humans developed speech. Look at the bonobos. We look at the chimpanzees. They could scream. Look at tigers. They have all types of different sounds. I think between 5 and 7, maybe more, but that mean different things. So as primates, we're really lucked out. We have the ability to speak, and we're able to communicate. But still, our brains are arguably optimized for symbolic thinking. That arguably is one of the reasons why we still do not limit ourselves to literal communication, because we use our whole brain to communicate symbolic and metaphor through the use of tropes. If you're half as geeky as me, internet. Having said that, let's take a look. Look over my shoulder, if you will, at today's practice. This is the 108th page of the Advanced Green Theta practice text. It's available for free download from the website. Although I recommend people start off with lesson 1, or let's confuse. Anyway, let's dig in. It says here, a phonetic representation of the Tibetan word Tokal. It's often rendered as a G, but it sounds like a K, so color me wild. I'm spelling it with a K. Literally, it translates as leap over, no leap over illusion, using symbolic contemplation. And as I mentioned before, we have the view, meditation, action of Buddha's path. This is our way of contemplating the view of insight. This is arguably very contrived. It's not a spontaneous meditation, but a contrived contemplation. Now, in some contexts, that which is the fruit of contrivance is to our detriment. This specific context, contrivance is a useful tool. A child instantly rides a two-wheeled bicycle. They have to use training. That is the function of the view contemplations of insight, to train the right perspective, right aspiration. The first two of the eightfold path. I should say, first two folds of the eightfold path. Right? Mentioned classically as the fourth noble truth. Having dispensed with such scholastic skullduggery, let's move forward. Second line reads, through Mahayoga's first exploration. So Mahayoga, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm super flexible? Does it mean I do the splits while juggling flaming bowling ball pins above my head? Not today. In the Nyingma sect of Tibetan Buddhism, Mahayoga refers to a type of meditation which is highly symbolic. The fundamentalists tend to view it as rich in visualizations, and they're very uptight in their visualizations. As a liberal, I teach another. We're going to play with 8 contemplations that are exploring universal non-graspability. Not our job to believe nothing, but it is helpful to explore certain ideas and see if they can help us to let go of our habitual grasping. Quick review. The first law of the first noble truth, first of 4, suffering. Second is cause. Suffering is not random, it has a cause. Ultimately, the cause of all sufferings is our habitual tendency to grasp. If you'd like further explanation of that, please let me know in the comment area below, and I'll probably share with you the story of the monkey. The third noble truth is there is a cessation to our habitual destructive grasping. The fourth is the path, eightfold path to that cessation. So graspability, whether we call it craving or clinging or greed, whatever synonym you use, same idea. So a fundamentalist will tell you we are not enlightened because we have failed to grasp rather erudite concepts. Liberal will tell you no. The reason we're not enlightened is because we still have the habit, energy, habit, momentum, grasp. We cannot simply will our way out of it. What we must do is train our heart and mind and body. One of my teachers, the late Shinsei Rinpoche, senior tutor of the present Dalai Lama of Tibet, say, practice meditation without the view. Set ourselves up. That is why you're practicing the view meditation before the traditional meditation. Now, I should say, the view contemplation before the mindful. Now, elitists, patriarchal fundamentalists say no, no, no. So-called is very dangerous. If you use wrong, go to Buddhist hell. Ha! As a matriarch, as a liberal, I'd say no. Let's just put elitism on the shelf and play with my favorite toy, egalitarian. I can say it, I just can't spell it. So, having said that, now that I've warned you that there are many uptight fundamentalists who say, no, 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 you can't do this, so you jump through sufficient hoops, I'll remind you that Buddha taught, that enlightenment can be accomplished in 7 years, 7 months, 7 fortnights, or 7 weeks, or even 7 days. There ain't much time for jumping through hoops in 7 days, my friend. Buddha taught the view beginners, as do I. Oh, sure, color me liberal. On the left are the instructions. What do you do on the in-breath? What do you do on the out-breath? Well, on the in-breath, we silently and mentally recite the first half of the question, how is mind? On the out-breath, we silently and mentally recite the second half of the question, clear yet void. Well, what do we mean by clear? Clear is the opposite of opaque. Opaque windows really don't help you to enjoy the scenery, whereas clear windows do. Opaque eyes, i.e. those having cataracts, are a big fat bummer if you like using your eyeballs. However, clear eyes or clear vision is Jim dandy if you want to watch a sunset, the flowers, or watch kittens play. So how is mind lucid, receptive, yet void? What? What does void mean? Well, void literally is an empty thing. So a jug can be full of water or void of water. A sky can be full of clouds or void of clouds. So consider this. How could mind be perceptive? Yet those same perceptions, how could they be as non-graspable as the infinite azure sky, a bright and beautiful, cloudless day? All that imagery packed into one word, void. Now that's what I call efficient, my friends. So, So you'll notice down here, it reads left middle finger. That's the mudra, or the gesture you're going to use. So please touch the tip of your left middle finger to its thumb. You know the middle finger, it's the one you use yourself to express your sentiments on the freeway. On the right, we'll notice the instructions for breath. So we're going to play with this rhetorical question for 4 breaths. Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, this is not some fast breathing pranayama. This is passive. We don't tell our body how fast to breathe, how deep we breathe. We're just going along for the ride. The body starts breathing in, we silently and mentally recite, "How is mine?" The body starts breathing out, we silently and mentally recite, "Clear yet void." Do not be surprised if I'm breathing faster than you. It's because I'm doing all this gabbing. So for the next 4 breaths, let's contemplate. By the way, if you have trouble counting 4, you can use the creases of your left middle finger. First breath, second breath, third breath, fourth breath. In other words, first set of creases, second set of creases, third set of creases, and the tip. Now, you can count to 4 silently, just like a pro. How? How is mind clear yet void? How do we realize voidness? No, not intellectually, viscerally, in our tummy, in our intestines, in our shpilkas, if you're Jewish like me, where we live, in our guts. How do we make this intellectual idea of visceral reality? That's answered in the next exercise. So put like a bunny, touch the tip. We're going to count on both of our index fingers. In breath, we're going to silently and mentally ask, what notice? The out breath, we're going to silently and mentally recite, relaxing. We're going to do this for 4 breaths. And as we do, we'll viscerally realize that the key to exploring non-graspable nature of our perception is to be aware of them on the in-breath and to relax to the best of our ability in harmony with our out-breath. That simple technique is the key. Go. Play with this right now for 4 breaths. By the way, this set of exercises comes to us through the Dzogchen tradition of feedback. So, in the first 2 exercises, we explored our intellect. Now we're going to explore our communication. So, here's an interesting aside. In the Sutta teachings, the 4 bases or foundations of mindfulness are body, feelings, mind, and in Tantra, the 4 bases of mindfulness are mind, communication, physique, and circumstance. One of my teachers referred to them as hats, hooks, hang our hats, ways of organizing experience, which, as you'll see as we progress with today's lesson, really fits in well with the symbolic motif. Let's continue. We're going to ask another rhetorical question. How is speech heard yet void? This time we're going to work with the interplay between our right ring finger and its thumb. Now we come to the answer. We explore the void nature of communication by relaxing into it. On the in-breath, we silently and mentally ask, what's saying? On the out-breath, we silently and mentally recite, relaxing. But wait, Lama Jigme, you oddly dressed fellow, you might say. I'm not saying anything, I'm being silent. What's all this talk about saying? The love you ask. Communication can be verbal and it can be nonverbal. It can be the way we talk to others, the way we talk to ourselves, both verbally and non-verbally. Even that narrator in our head, who may or may not sound a bit like Rod Sterling, that is a subtle version of our speech, as it were. So this silent mental recitation, that is a component, arguably, of our speech. We're going to work with our left little finger. Quick aside, when it comes to Tibetan Tantra, specifically the Dzogchen Yogi, the fundamentalists teach first you spend years studying Ngondro, then years practicing Treksha, and then if you're very good and you take your vitamins and you say your prayers, maybe you'll be taught. However, as a liberal, I can tell you that a very prominent Dzogchen teacher, his name is Namkai Norbu Rinpoche. He was first taught Sokal, like I'm teaching you right now. Then he was taught. So I'm not completely a wild-eyed demon come to drag you to Buddha's hell. I'm too lazy for that. I am traversing the path of matriarchy toward nirvana best I can. Hope you enjoy the journey. Oopsie. What's saying? Relaxing. Let's do this for her. Sometimes we say kind things to ourselves. Sometimes we say cruel things to ourselves. Sometimes our self-talk is deliberate. Sometimes it's spontaneous. But we always have the option to notice it. That relax. Thus, we shatter its shackles. We dealt with intellect and communication. Now we deal with physique, as promised. Begin with the rhetorical question, how is form? And form, my friend, is a synonym for our body. It's a one-syllable synonym. How is form? Felt, yet void. We're going to work with both of our middle fingers, and you'll notice a pattern. Working with what I call the 12 elemental permutations. We deal with 4 fingers on each hand, sometimes both hands. Sometimes we use one, sometimes we use the other one, sometimes we use both. So that is a variation of 4 fingers, a variation of 3 modalities, for a total of 12. So again, the pattern, if you've noticed so far, was middle, index, ring, little. We're going to stick with it. So this time we're using both our middle fingers. How is form felt yet void? What's that? You say you've been practicing 30 seconds and you haven't reached enlightenment? Oh, shit! I promise you, it's to be expected. You practice this once every morning, once every evening for a week. You'll really get the hang of it. Now we're going to work with our right index finger. What feeling? Relax. So we notice perceptions, we hear self-talk or convert physical talk, we feel our body. And now we're prepared to see our environment. So how is here seen yet void? Here, my friend, is a one word, one syllable metaphor for our circumstance. All of us want favorable circumstances. No one wants sucky circumstances. Circumstances affect everyone, every area of our life. Buddha was poisoned to death by a mushroom called a sow's ear. Well, English translated as sow's ear. So yes, even the circumstances that Buddha found him in affected him profoundly. Assuming that Buddha is a real person, even if he was just an archetype, we can learn from the archetype. No matter how spiritual we are all affected by circumstances. Don't let anyone tell you that if you're truly spiritual, you're not, because ask a physicist, ask a cosmologist, ask a particle physicist, ask a biologist. We live, my friends, in an interdependent universe. Sometimes sometimes we affect things, other times we're affected by things, often both simultaneously. Sometimes immediately, other times eventually. Sometimes overtly, sometimes subtly. Sometimes immediately, sometimes eventually. I think I might have repeated myself. Let's continue. Let's see. Immediate, eventual, overtly, subtle. There's a third one, it might come to me later. Let's continue. Left little finger. How is here seen yet void? I'm sorry, left ring finger. My mistake. This left ring finger. Here we go. What's seeing, relaxing? Let's use both of our little fingers. In these 8 exercises, we just explored Tantra's 4 bases of mindfulness. Not only noticing them, but training ourselves to let go of them through the kind use of relaxation. We're now going to use, as promised, a very symbolic, viscerally compelling exercise to further enhance our ability to let go. Again, we read Tokal's insightful view through Anu Yogas. Anu Yoga is different within Maha Yoga. Anu Yoga refers classically to channels, winds, and drops, or to bliss, which we will discuss in another video. But it can also refer to this particular set, very compelling symbols. The 7 metaphors for exploring the futility of clinging. And of course, being a nerd, being a geek, I can't use the word futile without thinking about the Borg. Resistance is futile. Okay, I'm going to take off my Spock ears, the imaginary Spock ears, and we'll continue. This time we're going to work with our right middle finger, and we're going to work with it for the next 4 exercises. Each exercise is only going to be 1 breath. It moves quickly. Our job is not to visualize. Our job is to silently and mentally recite these following words in harmony with our breath. The exercises take us on a journey. Yes, our inner control freak will not like it, but he can go, ha ha, no fuck himself. Because our inner control freak will not take us to nirvana. By the way, I use Nibbana and Nirvana interchangeably. Nibbana comes from the Pali and it's favored by the Theravada and Sutavadan schools. Nirvana, it comes from the Sanskrit and it's followed by the Mahayana and the Tantrayana, also known as Vajrayana schools. Okay, you enjoyed the word salad, full of many winning answers to Scrabble. Let's continue. We're going to work with our right middle finger. Each world melts into Earth. So each world in its denizens melts in the rainbow light. That rainbow light coalesces and absorbs into Earth the way a soft piece of butter might melt into a hot piece of toast. And yes, I'm a vegan, so by butter, I mean butter-like, ethical, vegan, sustainable substitute. That is the end of your vegan lecture for today. Let's continue. Still with the right middle finger. Earth now melts into here. Here being our environment that we can see and hear and smell. Here now melts into form. Our environment melts in the rainbow light that absorb into our body. Our form now melts into speech. That's speech power. Whether it's our voice box or whether it's part of the brain that communicates. Once again, our job is not to visualize, play with the words. Form now melts into speech. Quick like a bunny, we switch over to our left index finger. Speech now melts into mind. Mind now melts into void. Remember, void is nothing mysterious. It's that which is ungraspable, kind of like an infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless day. Mind now melts into void. And now we roll the idea of an infinite, ungraspable, open expanse around the metaphoric tongue of our mind, the way we would savor perhaps a delicious dessert. Infinite openness. Again, infinite openness. And last we come to mindful meditation that is distinctly spontaneous, using both of our ring fingers. Notice this, relaxing. What is this? Whatever spontaneously catches, we notice. Passively, whatever we passively notice, whether it's glorious or grotesque, real or imagined, recalled or fantasized about, whatever. Notice this, relaxing, and of course we're going back to the 4-breath paradigm. We repeat the exercise, this time using our right little finger. Notice this, relaxing. Now, typically I teach this in the first month of webinars. There are 2 more advanced permutations. I'm keeping no secrets. I don't want to make anybody's head feel like it's going to explode. Like the second 2 versions of this, just request it down below in the comment area. I'll be glad to hook you up. So I'm going to click stop share. And I'm going to remind you that if you wish to participate in the next series of 16 webinars that are once a week, and then you can register by using the link below. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. May you and yours